And good morning, everyone. Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, and it's almost Christmas Eve. It is. It is. I'm telling you, we're very excited about today's show, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the city that never sleeps, the home of the Raiders. Okay, so and Vegas Golden Knights and Las Vegas Aces and everything else. So, welcome to the show today, folks. I'm so excited to be here. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, um, and we come to you, gosh, Monday through Friday, about 8:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock or so, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, all the cool stuff that really make up Las Vegas. I mean, it just makes up Las Vegas, and we're just so excited about being here today. Today on today's show, we're actually got some cool stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about a rescue. I think that's actually going to probably take some of you by surprise. Here, let me spread that a little bit. There we go. We're going to talk about a rescue that happened. We're actually going to talk um, about the Raiders. We'll talk a little bit about the Raiders, and we're going to talk about the drought that happened here, or that's happening here in the city of Las Vegas. Before we do any of that, though, we'd like to talk to you a little bit about our magazine, Livin in Vegas magazine, which is coming out, folks, coming out in just a couple of more days. Very, very, very excited about that, and I'm excited about our Facebook page and our Instagram. So I know a lot of people have been asking, are we on Instagram or are we on Facebook, that kind of stuff, Twitter? And yes, we are. And so we're actually going to be ramping that up a lot more. Our handle for our Instagram is at Livin in Vegas. Okay, at Livin in Vegas. Okay, so the same thing with Twitter. And so our Facebook page, Livin in Vegas, and our magazine, Livin in Vegas, is coming out January of 2022, and we're going to have a great party for that. It's going to be at the top of the Mandalay Bay Casino, so you can actually check that out. Um, but the only way you're actually going to get up there is actually need to write to me. You actually either need to write above me on our Facebook page if you're on our group page, which is where we do all of our. I mean, we're out all over the place on Facebook and on Twitter and stuff like that. But if you want to talk to me, literally talk to me, and I can actually see your questions and stuff like that, you actually need to go to our group page, which is Livin in Vegas. So Facebook.com groups /Livin in Vegas. And you can actually talk to me, and I'll be able to talk to you there, so I can actually see who's on there. If you're on our business page, I cannot see you. I mean, I know a lot of people are going are going there too, but I can't see your questions. So please, just you know, go to our group page, and I will actually be able to do that because people are starting to dig our group page. We're over 500 people on our group page and growing, so it's very cool. So right above us on our group page, there's a link to the magazine launch party. It's called Livin in Vegas Magazine Launch Party, and you can get tickets to that. Literally, we are. I think we're going to be sold out. I mean, we're going to be sold out here pretty quick. Probably another week, it'll be sold out. Okay. We had room for about 100 people, and it's been going like gangbusters. So you can still get that, folks, and I just encourage you to do that. Or do this, folks, if you would like to. What you can actually do is just send me an email. Send me an email to livininvegasmag@gmail.com. Livininvegasmag@gmail.com, and I will get your. I'll do this. One will get you a free digital copy of the magazine. Okay, that goes without saying when it comes out in January. But I will sign you up for the party, which is at the top of Mandalay Bay, over at the Foundation Room. I probably didn't mention that. We're at the Foundation Room. Yeah, it's a very exclusive place, and you can actually be a part of that. So, don't, you know, don't wait, folks. Really don't wait anymore because literally, I look at the amount of people that are signing up. We have told everybody to sign up one person per email, just one person, because multiple people will have, 5, 6 people, and it just throws off the count. But I know exactly how many people are there now. I wish, people are still doing the same thing. There's multiple people on one email address. Don't do that, folks, because if you do, we'll go over our allotted number of free tickets to get into the foundation room pretty quick. And so I think we're really close to that number right now. So don't wait, okay? Livinginvegasmag@gmail.com or right above me, okay, right above my head right here. There's actually on our Facebook group page, there's the link to get um, to the Eventbrite page, and you can actually do that. So let's talk a little bit about CES. Okay, can we talk a little bit about CES? Okay, let's talk about CES. So CES, for those of you who have been keeping track of it, CES has been scheduled for Las Vegas for, probably for quite a while. So they've been scheduled for quite a while, but and they normally come here once a year. It's a consumer electronics show. It's the largest show of its kind in Las Vegas, and over at the convention center, I mean, just a buttload of people. Like 120,000 people come here once a year. It's huge. All the newest, latest gadgets and tricks and all that cool stuff. And last year, the show was actually virtual because of the pandemic. This year, they said, hey, come hell or high water, we're going to have CES. Well, COVID, they got a new strain of the coronavirus, and it's called the Omicron, whatever you want to call it. And people like Twitter, Amazon are pulling out. Okay, so we thought that was going to continue on. It says that more people were going to drop out. Okay, but people have said no, we're not going to do it. And like I said, Amazon, Meta, which is Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all confirmed it this week that they would not attend CES in Vegas. But there are still tons of people that said, yes, we're coming here. Okay, we are coming here. They're still having a lot of people who are saying, hey, we're here. Okay, we're here. Yes, there is there's a coronavirus. There's things going on, but they are not as concerned about it as other people are. So we're very excited about that. That you still have people who are saying, hey, look, we're just going to have to live with this. We have to live with the coronavirus. As a matter of fact, there's another story, and we're not going to. I don't have the graphics for it, but there was actually another story that said that Nevada is actually loosening. A lot of counties are actually loosening their mask mandates. I know, because they're finding out that this virus, the new strain of the virus, is bad. I mean, it's contagious as all get out, but it's not as lethal as the other one was. So I think globally, there's only 2 people who've even died from the disease. So so there was a story, Republic Services. So we've got to now. I am not a Republic Service fan because of certain things that have happened, but Republic Services. If you see this, there's a guy working on a car, and looks like paramedics are next to this guy. So what happened here, folks? Let's read the story. Okay, a story that shows true extent of human strength. A man shared how he was heroically rescued from a car that fell on top of him. Let's show the picture again here, folks. This is no little thing. That car fell on top of the guy that's on the gurney right there. Okay. Chance Seidel recalled the day he thought his life might end Wednesday, describing what happened. That day I got lucky, referencing the front of his car. I was right up underneath the car. So he was up underneath the car. Oh, this is terrible. He told the news people, Sasha Loftus from Channel 8, said he was changing a tire on his car on a jack when he slipped under it to grab a fallen, so he slipped under it. So get this. He slipped under it to grab a fallen lug nut. Okay, we've all done that. You're working on your car. Oh, the lug nut fell. And of course, it doesn't go out, right next to the tire. It goes under the car. The car came on top of me and my arm was pinned back, Seidel recalled, referencing the experience. like this almost to my throat. Oh my gosh. Army veterans screamed for help, got the attention of a neighbor, flagged down a Republic Services truck collecting trash. No, they weren't collecting trash, folks. They were getting ready to save this guy's life. Okay? Christian Flores, guy who worked for Republic Services, says he jumped out of the truck, heard someone screaming. This is good, folks. Um, Flores, now he and his worker Edgar didn't think twice. They jumped out, ran over to see what they could do. After exhausting every other option, he and a few others lifted the car by hand. So another could pull Chance out safely. Are you kidding me? My gosh. That's Vegas, baby. That's what, I'll tell you, is that cool? That's the story of this. That is the way to end a year, isn't it? Okay, I know we've had a terrible year. We've had a tough year. We really have, folks. We've had how many have you, how many of you have ever done that? I'm going to put that question up. How many of you have ever, okay, this is on our Facebook group page. So if you're on our group page, you will get this. How many, so I'm going to say, have you ever saved someone's life? Have you ever saved someone's life? Okay, that's the question of the day. Have you ever saved someone's life? And that's on our Facebook group page. Let me know, or you can let me know on Instagram if you've ever saved someone's life. Okay, this is big. This is not a little bitty feat or something like this. This guy, Chance, his name should be called Second Chance, right? Right? It should be Second Chance because he just got his life saved. Is that awesome story? I love it. I love it. Thank you to the folks over at Republic Services. I take back all the terrible things that I've said about you. I know, I do. We have a love-hate relationship with the folks over at Republic Services. In a unrelated story, the Vegas Golden Knights wives of the players, spreading some holiday cheer Wednesday when they made special delivery to Safe Nest. Okay, the women bought and collected items for the holiday cheer boxes. That's very cool, isn't it? That's very cool. Items include slippers, personal care products, and gift cards to help Safe Nest clients. Okay, and Safe Nest, for those of you who don't know who Safe Nest is a nonprofit that women who have been battered, bad relationships, that kind of stuff, and they're able to help these women transition from these bad relationships to good relationships, or to get back on the street and stuff like that, or get back on their feet, I should say. So that's very cool. Safe Nest is and there's I've got a friend, his name is Brian. Brian Balthazar used to be one of the directors for that place, and so very cool. So thank you to the VGK wives for all of the work that you've been doing. Before we go any further, folks, I want to remind you once again that the magazine for Livin in Vegas magazine is coming out. We're really in the final stages of it. It's funny. I'm a student now of magazine production, and trying to make it better all the time. And so we're not trying to change anything. We're just trying to make it better all the way around. So very excited. Got some great articles in there about some cool people that you're gonna just, for our first offering for this magazine, it's very cool. And I want to thank everybody who's been a part of it. I want to thank Gilda Graham. I want to thank Courtney Langer. I want to thank Audrey May, Victoria Seaman, Dr. Phil, just to name a few. Russ Langer, who is the voice of the Aviators. That's right, a personal friend, a great guy, and a good dad. Okay? In addition to all the other cool stuff that he does, he's just a great guy. But we're able to get some great writers, great people to contribute to the article. And so it's coming out January of 2022. There was a great party that we're going to have for the launch party, and you can get tickets for it. Don't hesitate, get tickets right above us. There's a link to it. We'll make another mention of it before the end of the show, and we'll talk about Livin in Vegas magazine. But you can get a copy of it. Yeah, you can get a free digital copy of the magazine. Um, Many of you have probably driven down Flamingo and wonder when is the Palms Casino going to open up again? And guess what? We got an answer for you. Sorry, drinking my coffee here, folks. So, drinking my coffee, just a great cup of coffee here. I was out of town last week, and bless my family who lives out of town, but they don't know how to make coffee. No, no, I'm gonna say it. I said it. I don't even regret it. I've got to teach my family how to make coffee. I used to be a coffee roaster. Well, I think once you're a coffee roaster, you're always a coffee roaster. Definitely a coffee snob. Okay, so, um, anyways, we'll come back to that. Let's talk about the tribe of San Manuel begins hiring to reopen the newly purchased Palms Casino. The new owners of the shuttered Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas want to rehire hundreds of former employees who lost their jobs when the property closed March of 2020 due to the pandemic. Cynthia Kaiser Murphy, general manager of the off strip property now owned by the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians, okay, so it's an Indian property, told Nevada casino regulators last week she hopes to bring back 600 of the nearly 1,200 idled former workers. Okay, that's big. That's a lot of people, and a lot of people have been waiting for this to reopen because it's a good gig. It's off the strip. It's easy access. It's a great hotel. Um, this California-based tribe acquired the 700-room Palms this year from Red Rock Resorts. So that's really pretty cool, right? Um, yeah, and congratulations that you're actually getting that back. I remember when it got shuttered. My wife works in that general vicinity, and I would drive her to work because I love driving my wife to work. I just like to hang out there and talk to her. So we would drive by there, and that place has been closed for it's almost 2 years now. So had a lot of problems, and so you don't want to see that happen for any length of time. So congratulations to Palms, it's getting back on course. Many of you have probably seen the story about Nand Sharif Poor and Ali Alahi, their new neon museum mural, and it illuminates unsung Vegas heroes. So this is a really cool story. So what has happened? There's a couple of guys that are working on a mural for the Neon Museum and their gallery, so I'm going to show you that picture once more. Here you go. Tribute to Las Vegas culture, neon bending scene has been splashed across the walls of the Neon Museum's North Gallery. The mural, titled Las Vegas Luminaries, spotlights 11 individuals whose contributions significantly impacted the city's boisterous and vibrant artistic history, but in some cases haven't received the full attention they deserve. So I'm looking at a interesting. It's an interesting piece. It really is. And we thank these guys who worked on it. I won't try to say your names again. It's Nanda, and the other guy's name is Ali, so I won't say your last name, so I'll destroy your names. I hate that. Don't you hate that when people destroy your name? As a matter of fact, I have a cousin. All my life, I always knew his name is Jeffrey. It's actually Joffrey. So I'm Jamaican. We're a Jamaican family. And his name is Joffrey, Jafari, not Jeffrey, Jeffrey. So, and he's been very kind about that. He corrected me recently, and it's been years. It's been years. I never saw his name spelled. So very cool story that's going on there. So many of you know that there's a big bathtub ring around the Lake Mead recreational area. And you can see a picture here. This is the Boulder Dam area, which is real cool to go up there. If you've ever wanted to go up and see something really cool, you want to definitely go with Boulder Dam. Um, so, over the last number of years, we've been looking at more and more restrictions, more and more water conservation PSAs that have come across our TVs. And one of them, the last one, was a little kid. Little kid, he comes up and he knocks on the window. Knock, 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 knock. And he says, "Hey guys, guess what? Save water and save water and save water." Okay. So now, what is considered? They're making a. They're considering pulling all of the grass out of new homes. So if you're getting a new home in Las Vegas, um, this article says grassy yards would be banned at all new housing and commercial developments in Las Vegas metro area as officials try to expand water use limitations and the region prepares for a hotter and drier future. Okay. Southern Nevada Water Authority passed resolutions on Monday to prohibit the yards and the use of evaporative cooling machines, also known as swamp coolers, at the new developments. Okay, so if you don't know what a swamp cooler is, it just basically has water that just kind of pours over these filters. I was an electrician. I won't nerd out on you. I'll just say it's an air conditioner that has water that uses water to cool stuff. So they're going to ban that. Swamp coolers are used by a lot of people instead of air conditioners, but use more water. Okay. The moves build on current limitations for water use in the Las Vegas region, which are undergoing strong growth. So, if you're going to buy a new home, it looks like you may not get a home that has got grass in it. Okay, which a lot of people are probably not going to worry about. Anyways, you may move to the desert. There's a lot of really cool desert landscaping that looks great, but you probably are not going to have it. They say grass can still be planted at schools, parks, cemeteries, golf courses, and existing home developments. Okay, but there are lobbyists who are saying no, we really need grass. Okay, well, but you know what, folks, it is what it is. Okay, we do live in the desert, and you hate to see it happen that way, but that's it. Are we going to run out of time? Okay, there's a couple of stories I really wanted to get to, folks, and that was an important one. We want to do that. Let's go to the Raiders. No, not the Raiders game. UNLV. Okay, UNLV. So last night, I watched this game last night. As many of you know, I am a Rebel. I am a UNLV Rebel fan to the bone. And UNLV played last night. Who did they play last night? UNLV played San Diego. San Diego Toreros. Okay, they played them last night. Now these guys have not played each other since Moses was a baby. I mean, it's been a long, long time since these guys played each other. And UNLV in the second period, which is basically the first period, the second half of the first period, they turned it on. They turned on the Jets and never looked back. I mean, really never looked back. The final score in that game, 57-80. So 80-57. Woohoo! UNLV is now 9-5 in the Pacific Coast League, and we are very, very, very excited about them. Excuse me, we're in the Mountain West. Sorry, we're in the Mountain West. But we're very excited about it. Congratulations, guys. You did an awesome job. Many of you remember the Running Rebels. We won the national championship back in the 90s. So we got a chance. Still got cool. Mm-hmm. We still got a chance doing some great things. Also, the Raiders, our friends, the Raiders, are going to be playing this weekend. And so luckily for us, the Raiders are actually going to be able to play. They're going to play against the Denver Broncos. And Teddy Bridgewater is out with a concussion. Yeah. Which means their quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, who is a double threat. I mean, he's a double threat. He's going to be out with a concussion, which is great. I mean, not great that he's got a concussion, but, well, yeah, great that he's not going to be playing. So, so Bridgewater was knocked unconscious while scrambling in the third quarter of Denver's 15-10 loss to the Bengals on Sunday. Carted off the field after suffering his second concussion of the season, transported via ambulance to the hospital where he was kept overnight. Okay, if you've ever had a concussion, it is not a fun thing. So, um, sorry about that with Teddy, but go Raiders. The Raiders still have a chance. Okay, if you watch the game, was it Monday night? They won last second field goal. Um, we still have a chance to make it in the playoffs. So very cool that the Raiders were able to make it. Just very cool. There's a story, and I didn't put this up. I'm going to put this up now. I'm gonna get this one in. Okay, so so we live in a desert, and sometimes you can get out outside of the city a little bit, and you're able to see phenomena that you normally cannot see when you're closer in Vegas because we have so many lights here. There's a comet that is going to be a cosmic event is about to happen this Christmas season. Okay, and that might have you thinking you just saw Santa's sleigh and reindeer streaking across the sky. I want to get a picture of this because when I'm up early in the morning when I go out riding, okay, because you can see my bike, I was out. Yes, I was out riding this morning. The Christmas comet is about to light up the night sky, but you only have a couple of chances to see it before it burns out forever. Okay, so you want to see this. The comet is formerly known as Comet Leonard. Um, that's funny. Known after Gregory Leonard, an astronomer, U of A. Uh, their lunar and planetary laboratory discovered it in January of 2021. So it just got discovered like last year. The comet is made of dust, rock, ice, about a half a mile wide. So that's pretty big. Um, it made its closest approach to Earth on December 12th, and now it's heading back into deep space. But as it does, it's expected to burn with an extra bright intensity that will be visible in most parts of the United States. So you can actually see this. We'll actually leave this article up on our Facebook page. You want to check this out, especially if you're a nerd out, if you nerd out stuff like this. I take pictures of the valley all the time. Love seeing cosmic things, mountains, that kind of stuff, because you can see great stuff here out in the desert. But they say it's hard to say. Okay, it may be challenging to observe with the naked eye, so astronomers suggest using binoculars or a telescope to get the best view. So my brother-in-law is a big nerd. I mean, a big nerd, cosmic things. He's got one of those big telescopes. I think the clubs used to meet at his house, that kind of stuff. So he's a big nerd on this stuff, and I think this is one of the coolest things that could happen. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Last thing, let's get. Oh, I'm going to get to this last article. Good. Okay. Tree of Life Dispensary, founded with a mission, and their mission is the proceeds to fund healthcare for the needy. This is a cool story. I really, I'm as a general rule, I'm not big on dispensaries, but I think that these guys, if they play their cards right and they're into the whole health and holistic thing, as opposed to just making big money, can be very, very, very cool. Tree of Life Dispensary opened in Las Vegas Valley with a mission where most profits are donated. Okay, get this: where most of their profits are donated to fund healthcare for those in need, as well as others whose cause is to help less fortunate across the valley. The dispensary, which opened on Centennial Parkway, I'm going to tell you exactly where this is at. The dispensary opened Centennial Parkway, North Las Vegas, donates, guess this much, 70% of all of its revenue to nonprofits. What? Yes, this is awesome. The unique model was created by Dr. Florence Jameson, who founded and runs Volunteers in Medicine. The organization provides free healthcare and medicine to more than 6,000 Valley residents a year, many uninsured or from at-risk communities. Funding comes from donations, businesses, partners, grants, and hours from hundreds of volunteers, but the pandemic has increased demand. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, I know this. We want to partner with these guys. Okay, I love these guys already. I love them. I love them. I love them. Okay, Tree of Life Dispensary. Okay, Tree of Life Dispensary on Centennial Parkway, folks. We are going to talk about them every day. I want to get them on a broadcast and talk about what they do. 70% of their profits are going to That's huge. That's J.C. Penney stuff. I mean, that's J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney gave away 90% of all of his profits and kept 10% and lived on 10%. And the guy did very, very well. Okay. And we all know the story about pennies. So, we're done, folks. I'm sorry. We're running out of time. I don't have time to talk about anything else. Um, Once again, folks, we want to thank you for being a part of the show. We will be here tomorrow. Okay, we will be here tomorrow on Christmas Eve to talk a little bit about a special Christmas Eve show. It's been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine, folks. I want to thank you once again for being a part of the show. We will see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.